Well, thank you so much for being here.
Of
Oh my
course.
gosh, we are here today with the most amazing, our absolute favorite, Sarah Cate. Thank you so
Yay.
much for being here. Oh my gosh, we cannot, I'm like actually having a moment. I'm like, I feel like I'm going to be disassociated this whole time and then later watch it back and just be like crying.
You're
It's going
just
to be
like
fine. It's going
hovering
to be fine.
above yourself right now.
Exactly.
I love
Exactly.
it. So we're definitely fangirls, obviously.
Obviously.
I love it. Okay, so we're going to be talking about your book that's coming out, Promise Me, on February 10th.
Girl,
We are so excited.
I'm beaming right now because Declan and Colin are literally some of my favorite characters you've ever written. Like they are so
Yeah,
delicious.
definitely.
I'm obsessed. Absolutely obsessed with them.
Yeah,
So,
this one felt extra special. Like,
It did, yeah.
uh,
I agree. And I don't know, I could even pinpoint why, even to me, this one felt special or different because even to me, it felt special. I don't know if it was a long timeline or if it was just the amount of yearning and angst in it so that we were like so rooting for them by the end. But I felt the same. I
my
was like,
gosh.
something is different about this one. It just feels so good.
Yes.
I've already seen a few people online who have had the privilege of reading it ahead of time, and people are all saying, like, did she put drugs in this?
Yeah.
Because
Like,
we cannot put it down.
dude, legitimately. And it is, I mean, we're gonna hop around all over the place. She knew I was gonna do this. But the dual timelines, I loved that aspect of it. And sometimes that's harder for me because like, oh, I want to be with them now, but
Mhm.
like getting to watch their journey like
Oh,
unfold and then like see where they're at right now and then like going back and seeing their friendship like bloom and oh my gosh. I I literally couldn't wait for them to go back in time. I was like, "Oh, Colin when he's young. Okay, here we go. Here we go." I'm so
Yeah,
excited.
that was
Oh my
fun.
God.
I love playing around with POV. And so that's
Yeah.
why all my books tend to be different. Sometimes they're alternating, sometimes it's a big chunk in one and then a big chunk in another. There's always just so much you can do with POV. And then same thing with timeline. I love writing flashbacks. I know sometimes they're tough to read because you feel like you're bouncing around a little bit, but there's something about digging deeper into that character's background or a couple's background that is rewarding, getting to really get down to the nitty gritty of what happened, where did this come from? And so that was, I think, the fun thing about Colin and Declan was seeing everything from one perspective in the flashbacks
Oh
and
my
really
gosh.
like feeling like you got to fall in love with Declan because I know in the beginning Declan was hard to love. He in present day had so many issues and he was so selfish and he was just, but going back into Colin's timeline and getting to sort of watch him fall in love with Declan. So we got to fall in love with Declan was I think really
Oh yeah.
fun.
Oh my gosh. It was a fun time. It was
it was really fun.
I mean, it wouldn't be a Sarah Kate book without me having to Google something. You know what I mean? Like honestly, oh my gosh. But no, it's true. I feel like Declan was interesting because I actually love Declan. I just felt like he was like a little bit of a tortured
Mm-hmm.
artist. So I was like, oh, I get you. I see you. I see you, Declan. But then Colin was just like a lover boy. Like I wanted to hug that boy
Yeah.
so bad. Like I was like, oh, you little muffin, you're so cute. And he just like their friendship. I think that's what I loved so much about it too is like their friendship blossomed so much that it wasn't like they didn't go right into like it being becoming lovers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it was this kind of slower, like there's pining and yearning for this maybe unrequited situation, but then it was like, oh no, they really actually care for each other as humans.
Yeah, they loved each other as friends.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
And
but
but then the pool scene happens and then oh my God, that scene got me, man. Just so good. God, how do you write these things? I want to know.
I wish I knew. I love that pool scene. I don't write a lot of friends to lovers, but I do really love the trope because I think there's something so satisfying and interesting about watching two people go from friends into that moment, like whatever that moment is, and you try to nail it down. What is the moment that everything changed or that they took that step and crossed that line into something different? it's so fascinating to me. And so the pool scene especially was just that, like, because not only were they crossing the line as friends, but both being males and not quite knowing the sexuality of the other. And so they kind of had to tiptoe around that a little bit, and just crossing that line. It was just, the tension was thick, I think, is what makes it most memorable.
Well, I loved the best friends to lovers because it was so different than Keep Me, very different. And I really do believe that that is kind of what made it extra special. And I think with Heated Rivalry being so huge right now, like everyone is just, we were ready for,
We
for
couldn't have
something
planned this
different.
timing better.
I just think, yeah, the Friends to Lovers is just something that everyone needed. I think my Heated Rivalry was just so, well, they weren't friends, but still, like, it's, what I mean is, like, having a male relationship not be this, like, what am I trying to say, like that angsty, like,
It's all about the vulnerability, and to see, like, emotional, vulnerability, especially between men. And I don't think we have had a lot of good, like, queer romance with happy endings. Like, we were so starved for that. And I personally think that's one of the reasons we've seen the success of Heated Rivalry, is just that most queer media ended tragically. I mean, as it appropriately would in real life, but it's like, we're at that point now where we want queer happy endings. And so I think this timing couldn't have been planned better.
I know. I was like,
idea.
I know.
I was wondering, I'm like, was that just planned out perfectly?
I know. It was just like
pure luck. I don't know.
That's amazing.
It's good timing. So for sure.
Well, that's something that I love about your writing, which is, it's not just like kink and taboo. It really has way more to do with bringing people together and having them be able to help each other evolve in a safe environment. Even if it feels chaotic and there's ups and downs and twists and turns, it's still just like people learning to trust other people and trust themselves and grow. And it's the most beautiful journey in this book and all the other.
So with that being said, like, how did this feel different? How did you, like, when you came to this book, do books just come to you in that way? Or is it just like you get kind of an inkling of something? Or like, how did it transpire that Declan and Colin came to be?
Normally what will happen is I will have a scene idea, and then I will build off of that one scene or multiple scenes, or it could be as much as a feeling, a vibe, a moment. For Promise Me, I want to say that scene was the scene in California. I know it's so random, but there's a scene where they meet up in the past. It's in California, and it's after they've had sex for the first time. And Declan makes a comment to Colin, who's just head over heels. I mean, he's smitten, he's in love. But Declan makes a comment to him where he's like, "This is so great that we can just have sex and there be no strings and no commitment and no, like, emotional ties." And, like, for Colin, that was just like, and so it was really heart wrenching and tough. But I think there was something in that moment that kind of, like, for me as an author, be like a challenge of, like, that moment sucks. Like, how do I get them? How do I get them out of it? How do I get Declan to first realize what's really happening here? And how do I get them to a happy ending? Usually once I get an idea like that, then I kind of can build the story around it. But I wanted that angsty, like, thing to be in the middle. Like, that was the zenith point really for the entire story.
Yeah, that scene is just, oh my gosh. It just, because everyone's had a moment in time in their life where they had more feelings than this other person. And you're just like,
yeah. And I also feel like it's one thing that we talked about a lot through reading this book was that the stories that you tell yourself in your head.
Yeah.
Because there were times where he was like, "You don't even care about me." And it's like, what do you mean? I'm obsessed with you.
Right.
Like, I mean, on both ends.
Yeah,
It's just,
exactly. You just wanted to
amazing.
smack him a little bit because you were like, you dodo.
But
Like,
it was just so relatable because
Yes.
it was just like, you can really feed whatever narrative like you want.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
And then someone has a friggin' chest of drawings of you from ever. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Oh, and I
Yeah.
just, oh my gosh, I wanted to punch that fiance in the face so many times. I can't even tell you. I can't even tell
Fierce.
you. You made
Yeah,
him
he
really
was
hateable. I just gonna put it out there.
I as he should have been. I think, taking a character like that and getting to show the bad side of like kink and the lifestyle and like how a dom should not be is like an opportunity, for me to be like, some of the things that they're doing is totally, great and acceptable, but it has to always be consensual. And like clearly there it was not always consensual. And so there was,
Yeah.
you know, he was, yeah, he was very fadeable.
Yeah. Honestly, okay, I'm gonna roll this right back to like the inception point that we actually like fell in love with you because we started praise, right? Like when did we start that? Like it was the very beginning of like starting to read for fun because we had only read like freaking self-help books for
Well,
forever.
and we had only done fantasy.
Yeah, yeah, it was all
Really.
fantasy. And then praise was
And
our
then we
first.
just
We were like, let's do this. I think it
jumped.
was her. I think
Yeah.
Jess was like, Rachel, you have to read this book. And I was like, wait, what? I don't even know. And I was telling people, I was like, you have to read this series because it literally is like an education of kinks. Like you taught me so much about not only myself, but just like about that world. And I was like, this is so helpful. It's almost like parables of like what these different kinks
Well,
are.
yeah, but like also zooming out, I also felt like it was way more, especially for us at a specific time in our
Yeah.
lives, and I know that other readers can relate, but we needed something to like bring us back to like ourselves.
Hmm.
And we had just, we were reading to get away from life series that helped us to like reconnect with that, like just that sensual side and let go of shame
Yeah.
and to really just be authentic. And so, yeah, it's like when people are thinking, like, oh, kinks and all these different things, but really it takes you on such a journey of self.
Like self-awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really feel like it was the best self-help books I've ever read in my life. Because it
Seriously.
did. It takes away that shame. I grew up in the church and grew up in purity culture, and it was like anything sexual was like unless it was having sex with your husband, like once you got
Hmm.
married, then that was it. You can't talk about this stuff. You can't have desires that are different, And it was like, what a beautiful gift to have something where you can read it and just be like, I don't need to feel any shame around having a desire enjoying reading something like this?
Yeah.
So, how did you start in this genre, like in that space, right? In that way? Like, did this just start as kind of a healing process for you?
I think looking back, I can recognize that that is definitely what it is because it took me a long time as a writer, to find the courage to even do romance because I was writing as an outlet, not really publishing, but just writing as an outlet for a really long time as, a wife and a mom, and felt very intimidated, even more so by writing kink into my books. And so it's kind of funny and ironic to hear me say that now. But, if you look back through some of my earlier stuff, you can see that's like I really wanted to, but I was kind of scared. And so, like, would step
Mm,
into it and then step back. And I think Praise was finally the point at which I took the plunge because I had read so much BDSM romance, some, that felt very welcoming and opening and accessible, because this is our safe space and none of it needs to be real for us to feel as if we can explore something we would not feel safe or comfortable exploring in real life. So it, I think was a healing process for me because I could finally be the writer that I always wanted to be while letting go of all of those, like you said, purity culture ideas. Because I was absolutely taught all of those things, growing up. And I wasn't even a very religious household, but this is the world we live in. Like that girls are taught every time you have sex, a little part of you dies or you become less valuable or whatever the bullshit thing is that they're, teaching girls. And so, yeah, I mean, I was a little intimidated by it, going in because I didn't want to mess it up, first of all. But I think so much of it is intuitive. It's very intuitive. And if you, go into it with intention and everything is safe, sane, and consensual, then it's sort of like the sky's the limit. Like you can go anywhere and do anything within that realm of kink and BDSM.
Well, I am so thankful
Yeah,
because
same.
your, process with all of that. It sounds a little dramatic, but it truly does help so many people. Like, yes, these books are entertainment and enjoyable, but they truly do change the trajectory of some people's lives.
Yeah, truly.
I mean, I know it's changed mine.
I think that goes to show, because I get that a lot. I get that. And I don't think I knew that going in. Like, I don't think I quite grasped that we, especially as women, we're very starved for, any sort of kink in romance or any media that we could put ourselves in without feeling, uncomfortable or alienated or intimidated. We could just kind of place ourselves in that role and explore it and feel safe and comfortable.
Absolutely.
So true.
Can I bring something?
Yeah.
Like, speaking of putting yourself in a role, and for me, like, your writing being so good that you know what I'm about to say.
I know.
There has been like a viral video online of this woman saying like that she didn't think she was going to be able to read any MMs because she couldn't picture herself in it. And
I've seen it.
I was dying. I sent her the longest audio message because I was like, wait a minute, hold on. People are imagining themselves in it. Like, I'm confused because I 100%, like, I am the character.
Yeah.
Like, I am seeing it through their eyes. It is happening to me. Even if it's a male, you can't tell me I don't have a peen.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that I haven't made sweet, sweet love to my boyfriend.
No, seriously.
What?
And I feel the same way. So I was very confused because I was like, do people not have an imagination? I'm confused.
But none of the comments said anything about that. I was like, I'm so confused because let me tell you, I feel like I know what that's like.
That seriously.
I mean, I think that's the fun, not the fun, but, that's the value of literature is that, going beyond just romance, but just all literature was always putting yourself in the shoes of somebody else and learning another perspective and seeing the world through other eyes. And like, it was what enriches people. I mean, that's how I've always viewed literature and reading, even if it is just some kinky romance. It's like, yeah, for this book, I get to be a submissive, man or woman, and I'm going to get to see how that feels. And that's how it becomes a safe place for, us to explore what we like and what we don't like. And there might be some things you don't like, like, oh, I don't like being whatever, so, yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, man, what a small world that must be if you're just like, I can't. I mean, really, I honestly was like, the docking scene, I was like, excuse me, what? I didn't know foreskin was such like a thing that you should have. Like, I was like, oh, damn, good for them. Like,
good for them.
You know what I mean? It doesn't work if you don't. I'm sorry. It doesn't work if you don't. The uncut, they have some.
They have more fun.
They really do. Oh my God. I was like, so, okay, question on that.
Mm-hmm.
How do you, like, where does this come from in your brain? And, or do you like have to do research for these specific things? And what does that look like?
So it's funny. It's like, I think as a romance author, kinky romance author, there's just this little catalog of things in my head at all times that I'll read or hear about or see or whatever that I go, hang on to that. I need to include that at some point. And then I just wait for the opportunity. And so when the opportunity comes around that I have two British European men who very likely would not be cut, I'm like, I know that thing that's been sitting around in my head waiting to be used.
Reaching in my bag of tricks.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh my God.
And so, yeah, it's funny. It's like I've just got like a running catalog of things because I don't want to reuse the same things over and over, and I don't want to keep doing the same things.
You don't.
And I get a little bored. I like a challenge. I like doing new things in my books. And so even like, with the other series, Salacious Legacy, now that we're kind of like continuing that, people are kind of asking me, are you going to keep reusing the same kinks? Or are you going to start some new ones or use some new ones? And I'm like, listen, I've got all kinds, like you said, I got a bag of tricks. Like, I will reuse things, but some things that I know a lot of people are going to be like, you would never write that. I'll be like, well, maybe I actually will.
You start writing and you're like,
did I just come up with something? This is my own little invention. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. I know that's going to be coming. Like, I mean, I feel like we just Good Girl.
I'm still tied up.
And then like, I'm still in Paris. I'm in a room. I'm shabaried up, man. Like, what is happening?
Paris, Scotland. Where are we going next?
Yeah, so good.
I do write fast. Stamp your passport.
Right?
I do write fast. I think a lot of that comes from because I used to be indie for so long, and the indie pace is just a lot faster. The first 4 books in the Salacious Players Club came out between the months of March and August. So like 4 books within March and August.
That is insane.
This is actually slowing down for me.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Does it feel like a better pace for you?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think it feels good because I can do some different things. Like the Sinful Manor series with Keep Me and Promise Me, they're a little more like emotion forward, a little more romancy, a little, they're still kinky, but they're not quite the same as Salacious. So yeah, I feel like I can take my time and stretch my arms a little bit more with these ones and do something kind of different, which takes more time.
Yeah. I think you can feel it too in Promise Me because you just feel like the build is, why are you laughing?
Sorry. I'm just remembering when I was just crying, like when I was finishing the book and I sent you that audio message and I was like, how does Sarah have you like wet at both ends? Like literally, how can you have someone be like turned on and sobbing?
Literally. It's oh my gosh.
I might have a new tagline. That was good.
Yeah. Wet at both ends. There you go. True. It's so true. It is so emotional. Like their love story is so emotional. Oh my gosh, you just are rooting for them so hard, but you're also like, you want Colin to be, loved in the way that he should be loved. You know what I mean? Like you don't want it to just be like, just so that they can have sex every once in a while. Like he's so in love. Like they're so in love with each other, but like Declan just needs a little knock in the head a little bit. But yeah, he got it.
He got it.
He got it. In the end, we're okay. And the freaking second epilogue, just like I love epilogues. Like those are my favorite part of the book because I'm like, yes, this is like
feels like hard earned.
Okay, so we had a couple fun questions.
Yeah.
Just like a good time.
Yeah.
So
at least for us, we'll see. Yet to be determined.
Okay, so if you were to walk into a room with all the characters from all your books, who would be the first person that you would look for?
First of all, when you sent me over the questions, I took this one and I sent it to my bestie and I was like, this is such a good question. Like I've never been asked this before. And then her and I immediately agreed on who it would be.
Okay.
Because so did we. So
yeah.
So I would definitely, actually we agreed on the couple. I would go to Isaac Good, who's the main brother from the Prodigal Son, the 4th book in the Good Brother series. And I think that's because he went through a lot and him and his boyfriend went through a lot. And so he's just like my baby. Like I just feel like I just want to hug him, just find him and hug him. But I'm curious to know what you thought. What was your answer?
Go for it.
So I actually, because of this question, went back and re-listened to this book just for it, just to revisit, a recap. And so give me more. Like those 3, I just Hunter and Drake, and like I would want to go find them. Like their love to me still feels like your pinnacle. Like each one of them separately, the whole book from start to finish, every different experience. I'm like, I'd be like, where are they at?
Yeah. Yeah, I love them. I mean, that book is one of the hottest books I've ever. I mean, probably the hottest book I've ever read in my life. Like, truly, truly so good. So good. But yeah, okay, so I'm gonna divert a little bit because I think I'd want to find Daddy Emerson, to be honest, just because it was the start of the whole thing, and I just feel like I just want to like have a convo and look deep into his eyes a little bit.
You're just waiting for him to praise you.
You're well,
right. And
guilty.
after a couple drinks, I'd be looking for Garrett for sure. I mean, come on. Let's be
my gosh. But I mean, Colin and Declan too. I mean, all of them. I just want to be in a party with all of them. But yeah, that would be
such a good, it's a tough one. That's such a good question.
So then there was another one that was like a follow-up.
Yeah, so kind of similar, but it was just like any scene from any book you've written that lives rent-free in your head, like that you just revisit.
Oh my God, there's so many good ones.
I know.
I mean, just I think ones that I go back to. And I know we just spoke about it, but in Give Me More, the scene where they get to the hotel and there's only one bed and they all three have to sleep in one bed. But yeah, it's that, like, speaking of that friends to lovers, like when you take that leap, that was the first moment that they like kind of crossed that line. And
man.
it's such a like a fun, that first time is always the juiciest. It's so good.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The scene that definitely lives, because we were talking about it, is the scene in the dark room in that movie, or in that movie, in that book. I'm watching the movie in my brain. Oh my gosh. Just like in the room and he just leaves.
Oh,
more jerk behavior.
I was just like, oh yeah, crap.
It's like, you gotta be kidding me. Oh my gosh. So good. But I even like, I would want to look for Jack too. And there's some scenes from Good Girl Effect, like
just so many.
I love the Exhibitionist stuff too. Like when they're in the clubs and they're like that, there's so many scenes. Good Lord, the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So many good ones. How do you write all of these scenes? It's just amazing to me. I'm just like, oh, so good. Well, so good.
I cannot wait.
Yes.
Reading it was so, again, like I had 5 loads of laundry piled up because I couldn't go back to my regular stuff. I'm like, I have to just keep going. So I can't wait to listen to it. I'm really excited.
So how is it for you when you have a new book coming out? Like, how are you feeling about people reading the arcs and then like having more people read it? Like, do you get like freaked out? Are you just so excited?
Yeah, it's definitely like a roller coaster of emotions. I know now from experience that after release is over, I will have an inevitable crash. It's a lot of high highs, and I am lucky that I don't go looking for negative things and they don't usually find their way to me. It really is like 2 to 3 weeks just surrounded by people who love the characters and the book as much as I do, and it feels very special. I feel very blessed. And so especially for this one, this is one where I'm like, I'm not trying to, I'm not so focused on things like sales or whatever, like I don't care. I just want everybody to experience this book and have, a good time with it. And I'm excited to go on tour and like just gush about it, like have conversations like this where we get to just talk about them. So yeah, it's always very exciting. I just can't wait.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited too, because everyone needs to experience them together. Again, with the friends to lovers, I just haven't read many friends to lovers. It's a lot of enemies to lovers or forced proximity, whatever. And I'm just like, this just scratched an itch in my brain. Like that just felt so good. Like it just was so satisfying when they finally were together and you're just like, oh my gosh, they just love each other so much. So much. Yeah.
They do. Yeah.
I cannot wait for everyone to experience it and just feel the joy of it too. So
absolutely. I'm like, I want to like find some merch or something.
Yeah.
Do you sell stuff? I feel like I'm always wishing I had something from each one of these books.
Yeah, we didn't do a lot of merch for this one. We do merch for the, like the legacy and all those. Yeah. And yeah, I didn't really like even think about it for this one, and it's funny you say that. So maybe I'll have my team whip up some merch or
You're like,
Maybe.
just put a little bug in someone's ear. It's a fun one. Oh my gosh. Yes. So, okay. Also, speaking of that, do you have any rituals for like when you are writing or as you're creating all of these things? Is there like a system that you have in place?
Yeah, I wish. I know you see like this murder board behind me and you think, wow, she's so organized. She must just have it down to a science. No, every single time I have to like teach myself how to write a book.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
kind of sad. I
Well,
think just every book is different. And, sometimes the characters really speak to you and they're very clear about who they are and what they want. And it all comes together nicely. That was, I think, promised me in a lot of ways. Like, obviously, I had to be very structured and intentional with how I did the timeline because it was
mhm.
like the way it was interwoven was like 7 days and then it was 14 years ago. And so it all kind of had to line up nicely. But yeah, no, it's chaos. It's usually me throwing ideas together and trying to like pray it turns out right, so
Well, you
I
nailed
wish.
It
that. I
works.
mean, every single time.
Keep doing
But
that.
yeah, just whatever you're doing, just keep doing that because that is freaking awesome.
Thank
That
you.
so February 10th, so less than a week away. It's
Yeah.
gonna be in everybody's ear holes, eyeballs. Gosh, I'm
Uh,
just so excited. Yeah. Are you gonna do like, do you do like a little vacation or something afterwards? Like, do you give yourself like a break?
I mean, a little bit. Like I said, I get off socials. That's my little, vacation. But it's usually like, one book to another. The next Salacious Legacy book comes out May 5th. So I
Oh
get a
my
very
gosh.
small break. And
Oh my
then
God.
by the end of March, we're going to be promoting that. And
Same.
so it's
Yeah.
one after the other, which we love. I
I,
mean, me and my team, we
yeah.
all love working and doing this. So we don't really
Oh my
want to take
gosh.
long breaks. We're happy with the tempo.
Aw.
So yeah.
Well, I'm grateful that we get something at the end of May
Yeah.
too. I just love it so much. You're just absolutely amazing. I know
Oh,
it's
thank
just such a
you.
weird thing to feel like you have such a connection to someone that like obviously we don't actually know each other. Like we're not like best friends, even though in my brain we kind of are. But it is weird to feel like this connection because it's like it's almost like these little people that are all your little children. Like we know all of them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
It's like a
it's like
family.
a little family where we're like, it's like family reunion, you know, like where we get
I
to
want to
all
go to that family reunion.
same,
Yeah.
same. I bet it BC, you know what I'm saying? I would love it. Oh,
Okay, well, we
thank you.
appreciate you
Yes.
so much. Thank you for taking the
You.
time.
Of course.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just absolutely amazing.
That was
Okay.
great. But yeah, I would just say it's available in audio, and I think the narrators they killed it, and so I think it's going to be a
Ugh,
really fun one to listen to on
I
audio.
oh
can't
yeah.
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah. We're definitely going to be like, we already read, but now we're like ready to listen and just like enjoy every single moment of it. Wrap ourselves in like a freaking tartan and just like
Yeah.
cozy up, you know?
Just get cozy, and it's going to be good.
Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for
Thank
being our first
you.
interview and for just
Yeah.
being absolutely amazing in our absolute chaos that
Yeah.
that our podcast
I
is.
like chaos. It's fun. So you guys are great. I love your podcast, and I love watching you, and I
Oh,
love everything you guys have to say. So this is great.
Thank
oh, thank you
you.
so much. We love you. Okay,
Okay.
until next week.
Bye.
Bye.